Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another video. I am in Italy still. I'm in this beautiful village of Varena in Lake Como. And today in this video, I would like to talk to you about how does a relationship work? How does a relationship work? And before I start, my name is Dragana Spika and I'm a rapid transformational therapist and hypnotherapist. So let's get straight into it. How does the relationship work? In most cases, a relationship that you choose for yourself will have the same dynamics, will work pretty much in the same way that a relationship between your parents worked, or people who took care of you when you were a young child, when you were very small child. Why? Because what we have experienced as children, the first impression of a relationship, understanding of a relationship, was the one that we have had with people who took care of us, and the one that we've seen people who took care of us had between each other. And this is what our brain registers as a familiar. This is what we know of. And later on, many years later, when you start having your own relationships, you are most likely going to choose relationships and people who make you feel very similar to how you felt when you were just a young child, in those relationships that you had with your parents or people who took care of you when you were a child. And this choice you're making is made from your subconscious mind because, as I said, what you have experienced as a child, you adopt as a model that is familiar to you. And your brain likes what is familiar, and your brain keeps pushing you towards what is familiar. And it's literally like a magnet. You'll be drawn to these people who actually, with whom you will be able to replicate the relationships that you had, the relationship dynamics that you had or you've witnessed when you were just a young child. And sometimes these models that we follow are not necessarily what we like and enjoy. For example, if you grew up in a household where your parents were fighting a lot and there was just this habit of resolving everything with a fight and screaming, most likely this is the way that you will be dealing with discussions too, with screaming, shouting, and just overwhelming emotions. And most likely you'll be drawn to a person who does the same. And at some point you can realize, well, actually, I don't like this. Why is this happening? Why do I do this, or why do I choose a person who does this? This is because your subconscious mind was just replicating and basically choosing for you what you know, what is familiar to you. Now, how does a functional, so this is how a relationship works by default if you let your subconscious mind just choose for you. Now, you can choose consciously, you can decide what you want and what you don't want. This is good news. Yes, you do have those models that you have adopted in your childhood stored in your subconscious mind. But if you just acknowledge this, and if you decide to consciously now choose something different for yourself because you think that you want something different, for example, now you say, no, I don't want to resolve every discussion with a fight, and I don't want to scream and shout. I want to have a normal conversation. I just want a person with whom I can sit and discuss calmly and productively and efficiently and move on. So you can decide that you want to change this, but first you have to be conscious of all those models that you have adopted and you've been following, and you can now consciously catch yourself when you go after that familiar pattern and consciously choose something different. So how does a functional relationship work? It works by you choosing for yourself what feels good to you, but not the old models, but actually what feels good to you consciously. And any relationship, functional relationship, would work in a different way, but the bottom line is every relationship can work if you communicate with the person. So how does the relationship work? It works because there's a constant daily communication on all sorts of things. No matter who is in front of you, no matter who your partner is, you can be coming from the same town, went to the same school. You have had different experiences in your life, so you are different people. So you cannot expect someone to read your mind, and you cannot read someone else's mind. You have this ability to talk and express what you want or what you don't want, so use it. So a functional relationship will work in any way that you want it to if you communicate clearly and openly with the person in front of you. So any relationship is different. No one can tell you do this or do that. You should do what feels good for you and choose a relationship where you feel good. But the bottom line is you cannot expect the other person to fulfill all your needs and by reading your mind. You need to communicate. Communicate on a daily basis about what you like, calmly, kindly, and efficiently, effectively. Express what you like, express what you don't like, express how you could do things differently to make it better for yourself and for the other person. So functional relationships rely on communication in order for you to get everything you would like to get and experience everything you would like to experience in a relationship, and in order for your relationship to work in a way that you would like it to work. So I hope this was helpful, and please leave some comments below if you have had some challenges in terms of not knowing how a relationship should work. And I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of kisses. I wish you a wonderful, beautiful day. Thank you.